Sarah, very excited to see. Please take your mark.
Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarms changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasings of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking-glass, I, that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I, that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. Why, I, in this weak piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to see my shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate the one gainst the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, this day should Clarence closely be mewed up about a prophecy which says that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dive thoughts down to my soul, but here Clarence comes. Try and calm yourself. Make your mind easy again, my frightened little singing bird. Be at rest and feel secure. I have broad wings to shelter you under. Here I will protect you like a hunted dove that I have saved from a hawk's claws. I will bring peace to your poor beating heart. Tomorrow, you will think upon it all quite differently, and soon everything will be just as it was before. You have no idea what a true man's heart is like, Nora. There's something so indescribably sweet, satisfying to a man in the knowledge that he has forgiven his wife, forgiven her freely and with all his heart. It seems as though that had made her doubly his own. He has given her new life, and she has, in a way, become both wife and child to him. So you shall be to me after this, my little scared, helpless darling. Now have no anxiety, Nora. Only be true and open with me, and I will serve as both will and conscience to you. It is perfectly true, Torvald. When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinion about everything, and so I had the same opinions. And if I differed from him, I concealed the fact, because he would not have liked it. He called me his doll child. When I came to live with you, I was simply transferred from his hands into yours. When I look back on it, it seems as though I have merely existed to perform Torvald, and you would have it that way. Both you and Papa have committed a great sin against me. It is your fault that I have made nothing of my life. You neither think nor talk like the man I could bind myself to. As soon as your fear was over, and it was not fear for what threatened me, but rather for what might happen to you. When it was all done and past, as far as you were concerned, it was as if nothing at all had happened. I was your little skylark, your doll, brittle, fragile. As I am now, I am no wife for you. Both you and I would have to be so changed for our lives together to be a real wedlock. Goodbye, Torvald.